get into it. All right, Sunday night in Pittsburgh, there was a classic showdown to witness, where two teams with great history and the best unis did business. The game was a slop fest to the Pittsburgh Steelers' delight. 3 turnovers and a blocked field goal gave Dallas fans an early October fright. But with the game on the line, Rain Dakota Prescott told us not to worry at all. Yes, there were nervy moments, a Dowdle fumble, and Tolbert sprained balls. But on fourth down, Dak found Tolbert for 6, won the game for the squad. All right, there's been a lot of talk about this game after the fact, saying that the Cowboys probably should have drilled Pittsburgh. And I gotta call a flag on that. Not only because of what we said going into the game, but also I kind of think that's not understanding the Steelers' MO. And what I mean by that is that's an elite defense mentality, is to, like I said, make that game sloppy and then just make you just force turnovers when you're just slightly not focused. And they turned that game into a 10-round boxing match. So I kind of feel like Dallas went into Pittsburgh, got into the type of scrap that Pittsburgh wanted, and emerged victorious. And I think that should be the what do you want to try to say? How that game should be framed, not you left a lot of meat on the bone.
Yeah. I mean, look, going into the game, Pittsburgh was actually the favorite, right? It was -2.5 to the Steelers. Steelers do have a real solid defense and are good in areas that we kind of struggle with. I think a lot of criticism comes because of it's the perspective that certain fans have that it's a QB's game to win or lose, and if Justin Fields does as bad as he does, then they say this is the game that you should easily win. I think the Cowboys, it's only close because the Cowboys kept shooting themselves in the foot in certain ways. In the red zone, we were kind of a nightmare to ourselves. The first turnover, the fumble, Dak holds it for an hour, and then we get the strip, and y'all know that story. But I don't know. The criticism, I don't think it's unfounded. There are a lot of things that we could work on, but also, again, you're in Pittsburgh. They do have a good defense, and you are injured. You're missing your defensive ends. Then your next defensive end, Nealon, goes down. Your offensive tackles don't know how to play football anymore, and you win the game. So, you did what you could.
Yeah, I don't know how you could. Obviously, we know about the injuries going into the game, but I don't know how you could walk away from the injuries during the game and being like, man, hey, that's just a bad win that you were able to pull it out last second. I feel like we were talking about earlier, Ian, McCarthy teams, when their back's against the wall, say what you want about this man's tenure here in Dallas, but I feel like every single which way, every single season he's been here, when the team's back is against the wall and expectations are extremely low and people don't want to give them credit or want to count them out, I feel like they always respond in turn and actually either pull out a win or have a great performance. And even in that season where everything went awful as far as injuries with Dak and all them other things, and they didn't get above 500, I feel like every single time that they were like, oh, this team's going to kill them, they came out and responded. And I feel like it was just a kind of the MO on Sunday when it came to this McCarthy-led team of hey, say what you want about the man. That man probably going to make some questionable decisions, and he's just a punching bag just because he's probably fat. But he always got the team ready to play, in my opinion.
I'm sorry, Ian. I'm sorry to jump in. I think there's more genuine criticism on McCarthy outside of the number that he sees on the scale in the morning. Because we've obviously talked about in the past issues with being undisciplined, issues with the lack of motion, or we know what routes the receivers are going to run, and red zone woes that occurred last year as well. I don't think it's all founded on the man's weight.
Yeah, whatever. So I actually got sick for this game, so I couldn't really. All I was able to watch was the highlights. So one thing from the highlights I couldn't determine was how well the Cowboys defense played. Now, Rudy kind of alluded to Justin Fields was pretty awful, but also I think, like I said, I swear, like Pittsburgh doesn't care, bro. They want to win with their defense. So, I mean, they don't put up points, bro. Like 24 last week was their high mark, and they put up 20 the week before, bro. Like, anyways, my point is, how much was it either Justin Fields being bad, Mike Zimmer had the right game call strategy, or was the personnel on the Cowboys defense just going crazy? What was y'all's take from watching that game?
I feel like it was I feel like Justin Fields was pretty bad, quite honestly. Oof. But at the same time, you scrapping together some not trash heap, that's a little harsh. But you're scrapping together some players that probably shouldn't really necessarily be starters, and they're actually kind of being pretty stout. Like, they made plays when they needed to make plays. They were physical throughout the entire game. There really wasn't – the Steelers can't even run the ball anyway. So maybe, like, people should have been a little bit more I feel like they just saw the Steelers and said, hey, the Steelers, I know what they are historically. They like to run the football. And Justin Fields, that's a playmaker. He can run the football. Cowboys suck at defending the run, so that means that's what's going to happen. Well, I mean, if you've seen the Steelers play these last couple of years, they can't really run the football. So it wasn't that surprising that it was just that inept on offense. And I feel like the defense just made enough plays when it mattered to actually, they didn't make the ultimate play and stopping them before take the go-ahead touchdown, but throughout the entire game, like, it seemed like they had a handle on what Pittsburgh was going to do, and it was just a matter of, hey, just continue to execute, and you're going to win this game, and give the offense enough cracks at the bat to actually break through on such a elite defense, so to speak.
Yeah, and my perspective of it was that, we talked about it after week one. Mike Zimmer's team, especially the young players, rallied to the ball very well. We've seen Overshown use his speed. I thought, is it Tyrus Wheat? I forget his first name, but I thought he was real physical. I liked how he played the game. I did still see issues in the secondary where Justin Fields did have players he could have hit, and he just missed them. And so I think if Joe Flacco was running that offense, it might have been a different story, but luckily it was Justin Fields just missing Pickens or missing whoever it is, Hayward, on and on the no-name receivers there. But, yeah, I thought the way we had our run defense playing, that was solid to me. I did like what I saw out of that. Malik Hooker did decide to drop an interception, but that's not the biggest crime that I don't think that was – that wasn't Justin Fields just being kind of ass. But, I think we could have played the pass game a little better. But
so it sounds like I shouldn't buy any stock in this Cowboys defense.
Well, mind you, Kalen Carson is out, right? And so we're still missing secondary players.
I know, but you're going to be missing players for a while.
Deron Bland's coming back this week. So,
I mean, if his recovery is as good as Trayvon Diggs, bro, we all know is going to be a slow comeback. Like,
that's
it ain't going to be
but all they need to do is right the ship until the injuries come back full circle.
But y'all's responses both said Justin Fields is booty. It wasn't
that's fine.
Yeah. So that's make it like, why would you say that then?
That's all that matters.
But Justin,
though.
You're not going to be playing. No. No one's saying that. Like,
yeah, but I feel like 90% of your problems on defense is you're just not healthy. If you can just piece together some games and just piece together enough performances until you get healthy, then you can evaluate it.
How are you going to do that if you're relying on the quarterback to be ass?
The safeties weren't that big of a deal this time.
And last year, you hated Bland because you knew what he can do well and what he can't do.
Yeah, but Oruwalde, the fact that man getting some boost because he's just not as bad as Kalen Carson, that doesn't speak volumes. I'd rather take Bland's ups and downs than what we currently have out there as boundary corner number 2. So all I need the defense to do is piece together performances like they did Sunday until they get healthy. Like, I'm not asking them to be fully 100% what they're capable of when they are healthy right now because they're not healthy. And hey, you caught a break and you had a good matchup. That's all I can ask for is just go out there and don't just give up plays left and right to people that aren't that good. And they didn't do that. So
Okay. Well, when the team is that good, the opposite team.
well, we can get to that point when that happens. By
we're
the
getting
time
to that next
happens,
week, are we not?
Man, please.
Okay, well, let's not get too ahead because I do want to talk about the offense and Dak's night before we look at the Lions. Justin just said, "Man, please." That's freaking hilarious. But I know people are upset about Dak Prescott and those 3 turnovers. 2 of them I got a real problem with. The fumble, boy, stop being so greedy. Interception, that one's really hard to explain. Or to CD, that one's really hard to explain. And then the one to Tolbert, I feel like, Tolbert, you got to be tougher at the point of attack on the ball. And I put that more on him than Dak. But when it mattered most, the man delivered. Dak Prescott delivered. So in the end, like, can we really be that upset? Are we going to what ifs and what aboutisms his game, fellas?
I mean, he's no spring chicken. Holding the ball that long did piss me off. And then I haven't heard if, like, CD's taking the blame on that route on the left side or if that was Dak who just threw a bad ball. I haven't heard that. I have heard, I think it was McCarthy say that to Tolbert, that one's on Tolbert. That one's not on Dak. Look, he was under pressure the whole game. He clutched it. He hopped on that fumble, so he ain't no Cam Newton in the Super Bowl. He ain't scared. But he ain't young either. I need him to make smarter plays sometimes.
Bro, it's whatever. I mean, that dude we already know that this dude's MO. He's gonna press no matter what if shit gets a little shaky. But I guess the positive in that sense of, because I know I just put out a negative that, like, that's just who he is. He's going to force the ball when he feels like he has to, and, like, things aren't, like, as smooth sailing. Yeah, but I will say this. The fact that man had the opportunity and the fortitude to actually be able to hit a game-winning drive like that in those type of circumstances and on 4th down with the money on the line, I think that is kind of promising for at least a man's confidence going forward.
Yeah,
like, who cares? Oh, go ahead. I mean, like, who cares how sloppy it was? You got the win. So
yeah, to Justin's point, I just think it shows great mental strength to, all right, 70 yards to go. We need a touchdown here, and it's all on me. Forget what happened before. Let's go do this, and he did it. So what do we really got to complain about? Fellas, I think the offense broke 100 yards on the offense, or on the rushing. Did they break 100 yards on the ground? But I don't think, I wasn't too impressed by it, mainly because if they do need to get short yardage, or let's say, I don't know, they have a 2nd and goal at the 1 and they're trying to punch it in, I think we see that when they really have to get a yard on the ground, they can. So I kind of feel like it was fugazi.
I will say on that play, on the Rico Dowdle fumble, why is he leaping the way he decided to leap? I don't get that. That's just a bad decision on his part. But, I mean, look, he looked better than he has in the past. His eye game still needs a little work, but physically as a running back, he's solid. The run blocking looks solid. So, I mean, Lipke,
Lipke. Man.
Oh, by the way, you were defending a 3rd and 16 run to Lipke during the game, so I don't want to hear you be stunned when I say Lipke's name.
They needed points, bro. Like, they just needed to get some points. Who cares about...
Just kick it on 3rd then. Like, you're not even trying.
Well, 3rd and 15 with those pass rushers and the way those tackles are playing.
The point being is that you didn't believe in 15 to run the ball. It almost seems that Lipke's emerges your RB2. The personnel, the blocking, and as a whole, it was solid. That's all I got. Just a bunch of high-pitched responses. Nothing too special, but nothing ugly. I mean, it was all right.
Whatever. I mean, Pittsburgh,
Exactly.
we know what they are. They're pretty good against the run. They're pretty good overall. The fact that you were able to, when it mattered most, I felt like you were able to get whatever yards you needed to get. Like, it wasn't a matter of,
When
oh
it mattered
man.
most, boy.
Well, that's because the running back had a low IQ play. I can't. I don't understand why he made up his mind that he was diving across the pile. Dude,
So
he
stupid.
fixing the ball in his hand already before as soon as the ball is handed off, he's like, I'm gonna dive over this pile and extend it. And I'm like, dude, can you maybe evaluate what's going on first? But I think I don't think that play is a representation of how the run game was, at least in the second half. I felt like they were kind of able to, on certain cases, they were pretty much able to just run the ball at will wherever they wanted to. And like, honestly, the second half, the offense was pretty smooth sailing outside of the Dak boneheaded interception, taking a shot. I mean, literally the play before, granted Brock Hoffman said, I don't want those 12 yards that we just gained. I want a personal foul, but
Dude, God,
they were literally like, here, Dowdle, here's the ball. Go get some yards. Go at least get 6 yards. Zeke, get 5. Like, they were moving the ball and they were kind of imposing their will at that point. And it's just a matter of like, okay, the turnover kind of like kind of takes away from how effective I felt like they were on the ground in the second half.
Okay, real quickly, let's get to these lines that we played next. And also, I feel like we've kind of been pretty negative on the Cowboys, even though I think all of our goal was to be 500 at the bye, and basically they did that by going to New York and getting a dub, and then going to Pittsburgh getting a dub. So, and I think both those games we saw, like Justin said earlier, when McCarthy has his back against the wall, when his team has his back against the wall, they show up. So now those teams weren't that good, so let's see if they can do that and show like they got that tenacity. I mean, a lot of people saying Pittsburgh would be too physical for them, and I think our answers have showed that, or what we saw Sunday night, that wasn't true. So I'm just hoping that they can put it together against the Lions. Not necessarily have to win, but I would like to see them play like they have against these lesser teams.
I will say it's a completely different team, though. I mean, like the receiving core in Detroit, having to defend the speed of Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown can do absolutely anything on the field. Their tight end, of course, is better than what Freiermuth can do, and their quarterback can actually hit someone. And they have 2 running backs who can play and catch out of the backfield, where Pittsburgh was missing Jaylen Warren, and they had to rely on Najee. It's a completely different offense, and I do fear that they're going to be able to exploit things that we are just not able to defend.
Man, who cares about the defense?
Oh.
I feel like it's just a good matchup offensively. Like, I feel like all year they've been waiting for the offense to kind of explode and kind of get back to form. I felt like they kind of got back to form in the second half. Detroit, I feel like I like that matchup. That's a very much I think you can get whatever you want on offense type of thing. And it's probably going to be a shootout. And, hey, you got a bye coming up and you're going to get relatively healthy after the bye. Why can't they win in a shootout? If it's at this point right now, all it is like, can you stack up enough W's? Who cares how it looks? And I think the offense is going to get back to form. Tolbert looked pretty decent this week. I mean, CD's going to CD, and if the run game can at least be below average instead of just dreadful, I like where you're at.
Oh, my God. Ian, what do you expect, bud?
I basically, like I said, I'm not. I do agree with Rudy. I think the Lions personnel is much better. Like I said, I think this is probably the best team you've faced since Baltimore. But with all that being said, like I just want to see, and this is so like cliche, but I just want to see the fight like I saw against Pittsburgh, even though I didn't really see it. But the highlights, I want to see like that same tenacity, that same fearlessness that they put against New York and they put against Pittsburgh. And I don't want to see the heads drop. I want to see like that Dak Prescott final drive mentality, just strong mental strength in the game. But yeah, if we are going to win this, I think it will be it will be a shootout. And, I would like to see Dak win that against Goff. Didn't really inspire confidence with that. Well, until the final drive, Dak didn't. But let's see how it goes, bro.
Fellas, some nasty, nasty football being played on my television screen on Sunday, if you ask me. I know a lot of people think, oh, close game. That's a great weekend. None too pleased in my book, in my opinion. Obviously, I feel like the nastiest of nasty was Ravens Bengals. Starting off with Lamar fumbling the ball when that game should have been on ice, and then the snapper or the holder just messing up the snap.
It was a
on
bad
the game-winning field goal. Terrible game, in my opinion. No defense whatsoever.
I wouldn't say it was terrible, but I would say I don't understand why everyone gets obsessed. Oh, high scoring game, bro. That must have that was the game of the one of the games of the season. I don't think it works or that's not how it should work, bro. Because I think the Cowboys Steelers game was pretty epic. Even though again I didn't watch it, but
it was not.
I mean, the uniforms.
I'll tell you that right now.
The uniform matchup was enough to carry it to the top, but and the weather. But yeah, unseriousness all around. Justin, I think I texted you during the game, bro. Just put both these teams out of their misery because neither of the team wanted to win it.
Yeah, no, look, and I'm not gonna pretend like I saw the whole game. I only saw bits and pieces of it, but what I saw was it was like college football to me. There's a lot of scoring, and there's some pageantry going on. But good God, does anyone know how to tackle? It was disgusting. Now,
okay, yeah, wait, because I do want to. Sorry to interrupt you, Rudy, but there was just two most college football plays. One was the Jamar Chase, what was it, a slip screen? That dude somehow goes 70 yards untouched, and then also the Ravens. Well, okay, wait.
The spin cycle you miss the Lamar thing and DD.
You mean the stiff arm, man?
The stiff arm, what's up, bro? How does he stiff arm that guy? I gotta say that was pretty impressive. That was an incomplete pass though.
Man, I know that was a fun play, but that's dreadful play in my opinion.
It wasn't great.
I don't know, bro. That's kind of special. You can see that in the NFL. I mean, to Rudy's point, it was pretty college football-y, but also the fact that it's in the NFL, bro. I mean, Johnny Manziel didn't make it for a reason, so. That's 101. That's 101 type play.
I just can't get past Lamar fumbling it in OT. I'm like, dude, are you for real?
Hey, Justin, though, running backs matter, boy. You see,
it didn't almost didn't matter because Lamar wanted to trick the game off before it even. And then, speaking of tricking the game off, quite honestly, Sean McDermott, bro, come step into my office, my guy. Why are we passing the ball inside the 10 with only 30 seconds to go? He said, "Hey, Texans, y'all want to get a shot at a field goal? By all means. I don't care who. Josh Allen was pretty ass that game, and I don't care if he's at the helm. How about let's have some situational awareness and take this game into overtime. There's no need to force something." Just because you think you got the baddest man on the field. Who cares, bro? That's the problem with today's NFL, man. Just pure arrogance. Just always wanted to throw the ball. In the mid-2000s, they wouldn't be doing that shit. They would say, let's just take it into OT and see what happens. That man said, let me just actively lose the game because I think I can do something with 30 seconds. Isn't it the second
week in the row against the Texans as well? Jags
had
it too.
Yes, bro! Oh my! Doug Peterson said, "I don't want to run the ball, even though I got this game in complete control." And said, "Let's just air it out." And then they gave the Texans the ball back. And then Sean McDermott said, "Hey, that Doug P tape, that was pretty nice. Let me try it out myself."
Yeah, no, those dudes are so lucky right now. Early in the season, you were outright on this podcast saying the Texans are not for real, and I fought against it. And while their record does look nice, their opponents do not want to win football games. That is what I've surmised. They don't want to win football games. Eesh.
Yeah, probably the nastiest headline I heard about this game was, "Whoa, what a quarterback duel we had in Houston."
They're both
Whoa,
terrible.
dude,
Looked
Josh
at
Allen was
their stat
awful.
line. Yeah, bro. Like I couldn't believe someone framed that game.
Dude, Josh Allen
It was
played-
Lamar and Joe Burrow, bro. That quarterback play was disgusting.
Josh
Most of
Allen
that
played like his profession is putting
all due
fries in
respect.
bags. Like, he was not a frill quarterback. It was atrocious.
Do you think Diggs is happy with at
Man,
that
I
game,
didn't
bro?
want to talk about all that. I mean, funny photo, but I mean,
No, I mean, like, he's like, all right, I moved away from this bum, and then now I got C.J. Stroud, which is kind of looking just as bum.
oh, that turnover was so horrid. And I can't believe Buffalo could only get 3 out of it. Disgusting. I hate that team. I hate both of those teams. God, doggone. Just
I
biggest
thought you
fake.
liked those uniforms, though.
No.
Who said that?
Most XFL looking
Justin,
uniform.
I know if I open your closet right now, that Texans jersey's hanging proud in there.
Yeah, that H-Town, like, let's said, hey, we got to make sure everyone knows where this silly franchise is located, so we'll put a big H on the side of the helmet. Like, most irrelevant franchise ever. But what's even nastier, in my opinion, is this propaganda going around for old Robert Saleh. They said we hate Aaron Rodgers so much that we're going to just ignore everything else that's transpired since that man took the helm.
Look. I'll go and speak up right now. We talked about this earlier today, and you were texting, like, Salah's ill-equipped to be the head coach of the team. Fine, I can name 15 coaches that are ill-equipped to be head coach in the league. He was fired because of nepotism and buddy-buddy. He was fired because Aaron Rodgers liked Nathaniel Hackett more than he liked winning. Before he liked scoring more than 10 points in a game. Before he liked getting dubbed by Minnesota. Oh, my laptop's falling. Before he threw 3 picks this last week. And he keeps his OC and fires the only part of the Jets worth a damn. Like, Salah's not there for offense. He's there for defense. And you know what? Their defense is solid. Why Salah's fired is trash. Like, that's so bad. Bad QB play, bad offense. Hey, let's get rid of the defensive guy. Tell me the logic.
Hey, man, they did Saleh a favor. They did him a favor. That boy didn't want to be there after all that crap that was going down. The only thing I have a problem with is it seemed pretty dirty the way they did him, the organization. But what can you expect?
Man, that dude should have been fired before the season even started.
Yeah. To Justin's point, I don't think that was a little bit over his head. What is it? He had 3 losing seasons.
What?
So
Like,
he stinks.
okay.
to Justin's point, he should have been fired probably last season or whatever.
That man only good for one thing. Go back to being a DC, my guy.
Which head coach is good at 2 things?
Look, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Look, bro. Thank you.
No, bro.
Thank
that
you.
That dude had no, like, y'all really just, I don't get it, man. I don't get where all this Saleh love came out of nowhere this morning. They're just
It's not Saleh love,
Exactly.
it's Aaron Rodgers hate.
Exactly.
Bro.
Yeah,
it's being
that's all it is.
objective in the situation.
Yeah, bro, they're not being ejected. They're too blinded by ayahuasca being ayahuasca. And, like, look, 2 things.
Well, he's the
can be true.
stinkiest part about the team, is he not?
Who, ayahuasca?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 things could be true at the same time. That man just as bad.
Okay,
He
but if you
should've
fire one part for the other
You can only
awful
do-
part, you're making a
You're
bad
not going to get
decision.
rid of him, bro. You're making
Bro,
too
they're
much
not
money.
post Aaron Rodgers. They're not going to be like, man, I wish we had Robert Saleh still at the helm. That guy knew something. Like,
I can get it, bro.
that knew something about being a head coach. Like,
That's fine. Like I said, there's 15 head coaches in the league who probably deserve to be fired. But he's done dirty, and he doesn't have a job for the nastiest
he gonna
of
be
reasons.
all right. He gonna be
Yeah,
all
he'll be
right.
I
fine.
didn't
Bro.
say he died, but I mean, like, he was fired because they wanted to play favorites. And you don't even like stuff like that. You just defending nonsense right now.
I guarantee
No.
if he's honest, bro, he'd be like, yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad.
He had no business.
I mean, that organization is a disaster.
He had no business being the head coach this year. I'm sorry. I'm just really confused of why people willing to fall on the sword for Robert Saleh. I'm like, all right, man. Like, Just say you hate Aaron Rodgers and just let it go. Like,
I mean, people
like,
do.
it's
Look,
whatever.
I actively say
I don't
it all
care.
the
I don't
time.
care if they hate Aaron Rodgers. It's okay. You can hate Aaron Rodgers for all I care. But like to be like, it's just disingenuous to be like, Robert Saleh has to take the blame because of Rodgers. Oh my gosh! I'm like, bro, he needed to go too. Like all three need to go. Woody Johnson, Saleh, and Aaron Rodgers
Nathaniel
can all
Hackett?
go. He can go too.
Okay, so they tried to get rid of him, and they fired the head coach. He was gonna go.
Well,
and then the quarterback spoke up.
You saw Hard Knocks last year. I can't believe you talking about like I'm not to be like propaganda man and like Hard Knocks man. It's gonna sell me one way or the other, but that man Aaron Rodgers could do no wrong in Hard Knocks.
Oh, it was
they
disgusting.
all like.
I think you know what? That's what's also motivating me to be anti. Dude, the way that organization moved the day they hired a 40-year-old.
You want that man to be a leader of men, Rudy?
He's
the dude
actively
that
leading the team. He's making the decisions. He's the GM right now. He fired the head coach.
Yeah,
what reputation people think LeBron
Rodgers
has, led GM, and they hate the GM, led GM. Bro, that's what Aaron Rodgers is right now with half the talent. Like, that is disgusting.
I'd rather have Rodgers at the helm. That man got some real leadership qualities.
Ayahuasca?
That dude Saleh.
He's immunized. The guy has no leadership, actually. He's pathetic.
That dude Saleh. Hey, he at least has some conviction. That dude Saleh got zero.
If you're convicted and going downhill and you think that's still a good direction, then go for it. But look, I'm telling you, when you try to get rid of a bad OC because your offense is doing nothing, there's nothing wrong with that. But then you fire the head coach and the defense isn't to blame, you're an idiot. Like, it's just
I bet you the
awful
defense.
movement.
I think the defense is still going to be all right, even with him gone. So I think that has more to do with Sauce.
That's fine, but how does this fix the offense now? Because the idea of firing Nathaniel Hackett was to fix the offense to ultimately move the team in a positive direction. And you've actually kept him along. You've empowered Rodgers, who now knows he can do no wrong. This is awful for the franchise.
He knew he could do no wrong last year before he died.
If you let Nathaniel Hackett go, then your best friend in the organization is gone.
He said, let's get all the gang back together. Alan Lazard, you get a contract. Randall Cobb, you get a contract. Yeah. That man had all the power in the world before today.
Exactly.
Like, what are you talking about?
No. But that's the thing right there, Justin. Before today, they weren't trying to fire Nathaniel Hackett. Today they were, and they solidified Rodgers' power. That shit's going downhill. That shit is going downhill.
It was already downhill. Who cares?
But you can try to right a ship. You don't have to continue this path of ignorance and trash. You can try to do better. You can
tear apart Third Street.
No way you thought Robert Saleh was going to do that.
No way you think Nathaniel Hackett and Aaron Rodgers at 50-year-olds are going to lead this team to success.
All right, let's get to the pick'ems.
He's crying over spilt milk. Like, he's like, oh, man.
Nathaniel Hackett.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that dude Saleh was in over his head. It didn't matter if he got fired or not. Y'all like, man, that dude Saleh just needed a couple more weeks.
Boy.
Oh, God. All right.
I'm like, dude, that dude.
Let's move on.
His turkey was cooked before the season even kicked off.
It's not quite Thanksgiving yet, but all right. Fellas, it's time for everyone's favorite segment, the Pick'ems. Ian, how did we do last week?
Well, fellas, we did all right. Justin, you didn't do all right, actually. You only had 4 wins. You only had 4 wins. But luckily, your spot in first place is still secure. Rudy, you came in second with 6, and your boy finished first with 7. So not bad for you and me. Not bad. I think we told Justin we were taking this week, and we basically did. So that brings the total with Justin still ahead at 40 wins, Chief at 37, and Rudy 33.
Oh,
back to you, Easy.
I thought I had made up more ground. All right, that's fine because I shall make up more right now. We're going to go and start Thursday Night Football. We got a divisional matchup. We got the Niners traveling to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. The spread is currently Seattle plus 3.5. Dang, Seattle was dreadful against the Giants, but in a divisional matchup at home, I'm gonna say Seattle covers at 3.5.
Give me San Fran.
Give me Seattle. You said Seattle plus 3.5?
That's correct.
Okay, yeah, give me Seattle.
It would have been quite wild if they were minus. Moving on.
They are home.
Anyway, we got the Jags traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. The spread is currently Jacksonville plus 2. I'm going to take the Bears in that one.
Yep.
Sadly, yeah, Chicago, I suppose.
All right. Moving on. And that's an 8:30 game. Is that one in London? Do y'all know?
Or Germany, one of those
Classic.
weird European games.
Moving on. We got, we're coming back to the States for this one, and it won't be the nation's capital, but it will feature the team from there, the Commanders, traveling to a very close area, Baltimore, to take on the Ravens, where the spread is currently Washington plus 6.5.
What the?
That seems quite large. I will take Washington to go ahead and win that one.
Yep.
Give me Baltimore.
All right, Justin's already given us 2 games this week, Chief, so it's looking
Rudy,
good.
let me congratulate you already.
You know what? I
for
appreciate
2 wins
it. Thank
ahead
you.
of Justin.
Thank you.
As his deficit goes from 30 to 20 points.
Don't matter,
That's
don't
all
matter.
I can
We're
do.
getting 2 already.
All I can do in 3 games is make up 2. Moving on.
Yeah, all right.
We got the
make up
Cardinals
3, but-
traveling to the Bay, specifically Green Bay. They're going to be taking on the Packers, where the spread is currently Cardinals plus 6, and I will take the Cardinals.
Give me Arizona.
Yeah, I guess so. Give me the
Clean
Cards.
sweep for the Birds. Moving on. Justin's favorite team, the Houston Texans, are traveling to New England to take on the Patriots, where the spread is currently Patriots plus 7. Oh, God. For the Texans, I don't really believe in it, but I also don't believe in Drake May. But I will still take the Patriots to keep it within 7. Patriots.
Give me Houston.
Rudy, again, congratulations. Let's go back. I'll take the bats.
Beautiful, beautiful. Moving on. We got a divisional matchup here. The NFC South in particular. We got the Buccaneers traveling NOLA taking on the Saints. Spread is currently NOLA plus 3.5. With no Derek Carr, give me the Bucs on the road.
He's out?
He's out.
Yeah, he's out for a couple weeks now.
Who's the backup?
They haven't decided. It's between like Spencer Radler and like some other dude.
Oh. All right. Yeah, I guess give me the Bucs with that news.
Maybe I should not have brought up that news and just said my pick.
Give me Tampa Bay as well.
All right, moving on. We got the Cleveland Browns traveling to Philadelphia to take on them Eagles. The spread is currently, oh my God, my vision's terrible. Cleveland plus 8.5. That seems like a lot. Give me the Browns plus 8.5.
That's not enough, in my opinion. Give me the Eagles.
Give me Philly.
All right, so I got one.
It depends on who's starting, I guess.
Moving on.
What do you mean? It's gonna be nasty dude and Jalen Hurts.
I thought he was benched at the end of the game.
Nah, he's still.
He doesn't mean Stefanski said, bro, he's still at the helm.
Oh,
Yeah,
that man
it's
looking
pretty
get fired as well.
Tell me about it. All right, moving on. We got a divisional matchup here. We got the Colts. They'll be traveling to Tennessee. The spread is currently, oh wow, that is all over the board, but it looks like a plus 1 point to the Texans is the most common of odds. I will go ahead and say that the...
But you said Texans.
My fault, the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't I say traveling to Tennessee?
Yes, but then you said
Then I said
plus
the
1 to the Texans.
They're all one franchise in my mind. I will go ahead and take the Titans plus 1.
Give me the Colts.
Indy, I suppose.
All right. Appreciate that one.
Justin, let me congratulate you as we get one back on.
I mean, you'll need as many as y'all can get. We got a divisional matchup here. We got the Los Angeles Chargers traveling to Denver to take on Bo Nix, screaming at coaches and doing nothing much. All right. Against the Broncos. The spread is currently Broncos +3, and I will take the Broncos +3.
Yep.
Denver, sadly.
Moving on. We got the team the Cowboys just beat, the Steelers. They will be traveling to Vegas to take on the Raiders, where the spread is currently +3 to the Raiders. I'm going to say it's a bounce-back game. Steelers get it done in the City of Sin.
Yep.
The Steel City.
All right. Moving on. We got a divisional matchup here. We got the Falcons traveling to Carolina to take on the Panthers, where the spread is currently Carolina +6. I'm going to go ahead and take the Falcons on that one.
Yep.
Falcons.
Clean sweep there. Them boys love to copy me.
3 in a row.
Moving on. We got the Lions taking on them boys in Big D. Dallas specifically, because Detroit likes to claim that one. The spread is currently +3 to the Cowboys. And I'm going to go ahead and take Dan Campbell, Biden knee Lions.
Yep.
Give me the Cowboys.
All right, appreciate that, Justin. Moving on. We got the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to the Meadowlands to take on the Giants, where the spread is currently +3.5 to the Giants. Sunday Night Football. Daniel Jones going to choke that one. Give me Joe Burrow and the Bangs.
Bengals.
Yep.
All right. Moving on. Monday Night Football. We got the Buffalo Bills traveling out of state to Jersey to take on the Jets. Looks like they'll be hosting back-to-back night games in that same stadium with the poor turf. The Jets are currently +2.5. As I've stated, it's a dumpster fire. Give me Josh Allen and the Bills to win that one.
I'm reluctant to say this, but I suppose Buffalo.
You don't believe that Nathaniel Hackett can get it done, Justin?
He's not the head coach, but okay.
I thought that offense could do something. Ian?
Give me the Jets.
Jets, Jets.
Yeah,
for
I'm inclined to agree with you as well, Ian.
Oh, yeah. Oh, whoa. You're inclined. Swap on over.
Dang, Rudy is so desperate.
Take the Jets.
You know what? Fuck the Bills. Yeah, give me the Jets.
Yes. All right.
Doggone, bro. That's so silly.
Yes, I appreciate that, folks. He done it. He got Justin to swap on over to an L. I'm going to go ahead and win that one and win this week. You seen it here first. Ian, Justin, how y'all feel about that?
Don't care. Anything else?
No.
Let's get out of here.